What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Neon Sex, your king and supreme ruler of Dragon Ball The Breakers information. And man, did season 5 drop a lot of new skills on us. Me and the boys have been hard at work testing all the new skills and supers for this season so that you don't have to miss out on that XP bonus. So I wanted to start this series of skill reviews for the new season with arguably the strongest skill of the season and just one of the strongest skills in the whole game, Resistance. This skill comes on Mai and she came into the game strong. Resistance is juiced, literal steroids for survivors. So thank you, Mai, my dear, for bringing such a wonderful skill to the game that specializes at fighting. Like I said before, the resistant skill comes from the Future Mai skin, so all you gotta do is master it, level it up once to use it on other characters. Now what it does, for a short time after Dragon Change, greatly reduces super attack limit gauge consumption and damage taken, and increases flight speed. So now let's find out how much these buffs are and how long resistance lasts. So resistance lasts 12 seconds. We figured this out by transforming and tracking the time it took from activating until the super costs went back to normal. You can visibly see in the limit gauge bar that the cost will go back to normal. 12 seconds is a long time in fast-paced and aggressive fights, and 12 seconds is also more than I can say it lasts in bed. And I know, it's pathetic. Resistance is a 25% super attack cost reduction. So as you can see, normally Final Explosion costs 200 per cast, but we can see that with Resistance, it actually goes down to 150 super cost. So we can see that it is indeed a 25% cost reduction. Now for the damage reduction test, we're gonna use the level 2 super transfer so that we can have a nice static limit gauge bar. So with level 2 Broly Super against our level 2 transfer, we take 72 damage. So we go from 400 limit to 328. Now we add the damage reduction from Resistance, and we can see that we go from 400 HP to 364 HP. So that is only 36 damage that the super is doing to us. So with this information, we can find out that that is a 50% damage reduction. That is humongous, y'all. I don't know about you, but I love being tanky in any games I play. I just want to face tank and run through things. So damage reduction in Breakers, it makes me horny. So for flight speed, we tested from this exact tile and went to the car next to the STM on X and timed it. First we timed regular flight speed, and that roughly gave us 6.63 seconds. Then we did the same test and we put resistance on, and that gave us 5.30 seconds. So that's roughly a 20% flight speed increase. It is the same as trained by an angel, but without reducing your damage. Fly speed is a very good stat, and flying is underrated when fighting up close. With the extra speed, you can be very slippery if you have the skill. Here it is, the dirty little secret of Resistance, combining it with Power Unleashed. Resistance works with Power Unleashed. This is a match made in heaven. The dirty little secret is that you can apply the buff to Power Unleashed, get your 12 seconds worth of time, then when it runs out, you go back to your normal Dragon Change and the buff refreshes back to 12 seconds. So you can use Resistance until it runs out on your Dragon Change, then you use Power Unleash, then when it runs out on Power Unleash, you have 12 more seconds of Resistance on your Dragon Change, taking 50% reduced damage the whole time. Almost half a minute of taking half damage is ridiculous. Do note that this does not work when you're Dragon Change level 3 before Power Unleashed. So you will only get 2 seconds after Power Unleash is done, and the timer won't refresh. So you can use it at level 3. Just make sure you pop Power Unleash before your Dragon Change so they both go separate. So this is the duality of resistance. You can either be really aggressive and take advantage of the super attack cost reduction and throw as many supers as you can to up your sustained damage. I call this strat the load blower. Yes, you heard me right. Ideally, this works better with a team so that you're unbothered and can spam supers with resistance. You can usually squeeze an extra super if you're fast enough with resistance and spam without pause. The other option is you can take advantage of the defensive flight speed that resistance gives you to stay at range and spam safe ki blasts and supers and taking minimal damage for any mistakes you make or punishes the raiders throw at you. I personally think this is the most meta way to go, and it really is a bad time for a raider against a good survivor that can dodge and aim well. But my favorite strat is to be aggressive and blow my load as fast as possible to see the big bar damage. It is a high risk, high reward playstyle, but that's how I like to play all my games. So in summary, resistance is a great skill. It is very juice, giving you many stats for basically just transforming and being aggressive and taking advantage of those 12 seconds that when paired with Power Unleash, you can refresh and make it 24 under good circumstances that, you know, you're not getting hit and getting clipped. But it is still a huge buff, and yeah, resistance is pretty great. If you enjoyed this video and learned anything new, just please leave a like and subscribe, and, you know, follow me on Twitch. That means a lot to me. And leave in the comments the next skill you want me to do an overview. I got Saiyan Savagery and Battle Instincts. Let me know. Neon Sex out.